Welcome back, my duelist friends. Casual Duelist here. And excuse the voice, everybody's kind of got a head cold going on right now. Just the weather. It's being weird, being stupid. But I do have a deck for you for this week. And yeah, it's Appliancer for like the third time in roughly a year, guys. We did get some new support with the Brothers of Legends set. We did get the new Propel Lion, as well as the spell card conversion. So I did want to throw this together again. As far as this one goes, most of the plays are very basic, so I'm going to forgo doing a test hand for this. So just more or less the profile this week. So let's get that for you guys real quick. So just leading into it, you're going to need to play 3 of each. The Breaker Bunkle, the Copy Bockle, and the Socket Roll. The deck just does not work if you do not maximize out your Appliancer names in the main deck. And again, this is always going to be this way in every version of this deck that I build. You guys are always going to need to run these 9 cards. What you run after that is up to you. One of the things I was doing in this one is I'm actually running Codebreaker 0 Day because I wanted to play this more as like a Link toolbox build. And Codebreaker cards are just exceptionally fun to play. Additionally, because we do Link so often, I did want to maximize out my copies of Parallel Exceed. And then, of course, I wanted to have a little hate, little bit of hand traps. And again, you guys might not like this. Three copies Ash and 3 copies Effect Veiler. So that is effectively all of the monster cards that we use in this. And so just a little bit of magic and we'll be off to the spells. And of course, to start the spells off, I'm only running a single copy of the brand new spell conversion. It's not bad. It's not exactly game breaking. Nothing about this deck is exactly game breaking. But it is a nice, good budget pickup. So if you guys didn't pick this up when it debuted in Battle of Legends Armageddon, now might be a good time with these new cards. Everybody will have probably put them back into their trade binders to try to trade them off as an entire deck core. So you pick that up. Again, you're going to want to play the Electro Lyrical World. This is their field spell. It's got like 3 or 4 effects. This is going to be very good for you. And again, we are going to have the terraforming in here in a second to help maximize how quickly we can get into this. But it's good and you do want to play it. This time around, I'm going to be using 2 copies of Reuse. I went without the copies of Test this time at all. Just trying something different. I do have a single copy Called by the Grave. Triple Machine Duplication helps us get off our strategy real quick. The single copy 1 for 1 is a great card. Just helps you really get into your abilities. 3 copies Pot of Desire. Again, we needed something to draw, but we do need the extra deck. So as long as we can get into something like a machine dupe early, this is perfect. It'll let us power in and just go straight into those big links. The terraforming I promised you earlier, and 3 copies of Where Art Thou. And again, this is just a really good tutor card. And since just about everybody in your deck is a level 1, including your Effect Veiler, I think the Codebreaker and the Parallel Exceed and Ash are the only cards that are not legal targets here. So that's pretty cool. And then to round this off, I was just using 3 copies of Impermanence. And again, we just got these and the machine dupes in the Cyber Strike structure deck. So again, these can still be considered kind of budget. But as that deck goes out of print here soon, I do believe that these will be harder and harder to find. So it is what it is for right now. And maybe it'll be worth more a little bit later, kicking it maybe just out of the budget range. I'm not sure. Give us another half second real quick and we'll get those extra deck cards. So first up in the extra deck, we are going to be running 2 copies of Celtopus or Celtopus or however you guys need to pronounce that, because I'm not exactly 100% sure myself. He's just the best forward and you almost always want him. Next up would be the Laundry Dragon, because again, generically, it is one of the better ones. It is the highest attack stat in the extra deck, and that is including the new Propel Lion. And again, we're just going to run single copies, Kappa Scale, Propel Ion, and Vacuolifant. So there's our like 8 cards, almost half, a little over half of our extra deck dedicated just to the appliancers themselves. And then getting into like the Link Tech stuff, so many level 1s, it would be a shame not to be running a Link Karibo. We are running Codebreaker 0 days, so we need the Virus Swordsman and Berserker for the Link 2 and 3 respectively. And then I don't think any deck is really complete these days if you're not running at least one Appaloosa. Boral Sword, because again, I still don't have an access code talker. I don't know. Maybe in the coming weeks I'll be able to pick one up at locals. Not sure. One copy of Nightmare Unicorn, because also good. And this time I'm actually going to include the Nightmare Griffin as well. So that is the deck, guys. That is the deck and the extra deck. Not going to cut away this time. Just going to kind of pick these up and sort them off screen here real quick. So just real quick, I'd like to thank you guys for stopping by today. That always means a whole lot to me. In all honesty, you guys have no idea how happy that makes me. I really do enjoy spending time building decks and showing them to you guys. If you guys do want to support the channel and you haven't already done this, go ahead and click subscribe. Join the party, guys. And that's literally it. If you guys aren't interested in hearing the cards because you already know the cards, you guys have a great day. Class is dismissed. Everybody else, I'm going to take a sip of tea here real quick. And then I'm going to go over all the effects just in case you guys weren't just 100% on all of these. So just real quick. And we will start with the main deck. So again, the main 9, or main 3 with a 9 count, are all 1-star machines at, should all be 0s. Wow, Soccer Roll's 100 by 100. So they're all going to be legal machine dupe targets. First off is our Breaker Bunkle. So during damage calculation, if an appliancer that you control battles an opponent's monster as a quick effect, you can discard this card. And for that battle, my monster cannot be destroyed, and I take no battle damage from that battle. If an appliancer monsters I control would be destroyed by a card effect, I can banish this card from either the graveyard or the field instead. So you can, in theory and in practice, pitch this card from the hand to save one of your cards in battle. And then if they try to follow up with an effect destroy, banish the card then from the discard, get a double protection. Breaker Bunkle is your protection card. Copy Buckle works better if we explain Socket Roll first. So let's do that. Socket Roll. If you control an appliancer monster, and it doesn't care who, you can special summon this card from your hand. If another appliancer Socket Roll is special summoned to the field while you control this monster, except during a damage step, you can special summon one appliancer Socket Roll from the deck. You can use each effect once per turn. And it's important that it's in parentheses because this is a hard once per turn. It's not once per turn per card. It's once per turn per name. So there is that, and this means that if you play one and then you can copy it, which the next guy is going to show us that we can, you get a much stronger play out of it. So let's go ahead and do that. Show you guys the Copy Buckle. Boom. You can target an appliancer that you control, special summon this card from the hand, and if you do, this card's name becomes that card or that monster's name until the end phase of the turn. And this, again, you can summon the Bunkle. Then Soccer Roll can special summon because there's another appliancer. And then Copy Buckle himself can then special summon and become the same name, which would then trigger the Soccer Roll's effect to get another Soccer Roll out of your deck, which could actually give you 4 cards already on the field, and that should be able to link into anybody that we had. Besides that, during the main phase, except the turn this is sent to the graveyard, you can banish this from the graveyard, target an appliancer that you control, special summon a monster with the same name from hand or graveyard, each effect once per turn, very easy to use. And then it goes off into the tech stuff. So Codebreaker 0 day. All link monsters pointing to this card lose 1,000 except Codebreakers. If a Codebreaker link monsters on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect while this card is on the field, destroy this card. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can add 1 Codebreaker 0 day from deck to hand. So again, I'm only using them as a tech 1-of. Obviously, you guys could do like a whole code breaker thing, be fine. We do run the 3 copies Parallel Exceed. Now, I'm sorry mine aren't as shiny, but they play the same. And we needed to maximize this guy because honestly, again, with the level of linking that we do, we can perform these effects really rapidly. So the first effect is if this card is special summoned by the effect of a Parallel Exceed, its level and original attack are 4 and halved respectively. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. These are hard once per turn effects. If you link summon, you can special summon this card from your hand to the zone this link monster, that link monster points to. And then if this card is normal or special summon, you can summon another one from the deck. So again, these are both effects of Parallel Exceed that are special summoning Parallel Exceed, which would mean that if you were going to play Utopia 1/ whatever in another deck as attack, they'd both be level 4s. But as far as we need it, it is literally to build bodies, to build board. So again, we just play 3 to maximize. 2 would probably be better. But we needed 3. Consistency issues with our Part of Desires. Ash Blossom again. If you guys are going to prioritize hand traps, it's very easy to prioritize a hand trap that basically targets against every deck. Every deck does some level of searching. Ash Blossom will stop those. Veiler. Every deck, for the most part, uses an effect monster or a bunch of them, and this can help you stop things as well. Going into the new stuff, going into the spells, we do have the Appliancer conversion. It is a quick play. The effect is banish as many Appliancer link monsters from the main monster zone as possible. Then you can special summon your banished Appliancer link monsters up to the number of banished by this effect. So again, if you banish 1, then you special 1. If you banish 2, then you can special 2. Sorry about that. Like, new glasses and I don't know, a little bit of the glare caught me wrong. During the main phase, if this card is in your graveyard, except the turn it's center, you can banish 1 other Appliancer spell trap in the graveyard to add this back to your hand. Use each effect only once per turn. And again, this is why we're only using 1. It can be searched, and it can bring itself back. So very cool. The Electro-Lyrical World. When activated, add 1 Appliancer card from the deck to the hand, except a field spell. And again, this gives me hope that we will eventually get another field spell. But this is, again, just exactly how you're going to get conversion into your hand if you want it. And again, you can grab one of the monsters. It doesn't matter. It says card. Once per turn, if you link summon an Appliancer link monsters, you can add 1 Appliancer monster from the graveyard back to the hand. Great way to get the socket roll to replay. Once per turn, when a monster declares an attack, you may move 1 Appliancer monster you control to another of your main monster zones. You can only activate 1 of these per turn. So again, ton of effects, a couple really good ones. Appliancer reuse. Target an Appliancer monster from the graveyard, special summon it, place it on the bottom of the deck when it leaves the field. Again, a little bit better than Test. Test would only bring back links. This will let us bring back anything. And I love the going back to the bottom of the deck rather than banishment, which seems all too common anymore in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! We do have the Call by the Grave, just to go after the hand traps. You do want to play out your combo. The machine dupes, again, you just want to spawn as many characters as possible. 1 for 1, helping you along those lines. Pot of Desires, banish the top 10 of your deck, face down, draw 2. Activate only 1 of these per turn, maximize it for effect. Terraforming, add your field spell from deck to hand. Where Art Thou? If you control a face-up level 1, add a level 1 from deck to hand. During the end phase of the turn, take 2k if you did not normal summon that monster or a card with the same name after activating this card. So, again, a bit costly, but still not really. And then Impermanence, it's basically effect Veiler can be activated turn 0 from the hand. Excuse me. And if it was on the field at resolution because you activated it from the field, then all other spell traps inside the same column are also negated for the turn. So again, very good. Just go ahead, play it. You guys may or may not have these super rares from the structure deck still, so very budget so far. I don't think anything in here is... Okay, so the Ashes are probably 20s still. The Veilers you can get very common. So even the Pot of Desires, I think, came as a common in a structure deck at some point. So between Impermanence and Ash Blossom, that's really the cost of the main deck. Going to your links, Celtipus is linked to Appliancers. The linked, this linked card cannot be targeted by opponent card effects or their monster's attacks. During damage calculation, if an Appliancer linked monster you control co-linked to this card battles an opponent's monster, your battling monster gains attack equal to the number of monsters co-linked to this card times... no, that's right, times 1,000. So again, it's up to 2, so it'd be either 1,000, 2,000, or 0. During that damage calculation only. And then once per turn, and if an Appliance or link monsters you control that was not co-linked to this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, then you can draw a card. So again, a lot of cool things going on there. Just play them at 2. Laundry Dragon, just any one Appliancer cannot be used as link material. The turn is link summoned. Neither player takes any battle damage from attacks involving this. Once per turn after damage calculation, if this co-linked card battles an opponent's monster, you can banish that opponent's monster, so a little bit of spot control. Once per turn after damage calculation, if this monster that is not co-linked battles an opponent's monster, destroy the opponent's monster, and if you do, inflict damage to the opponent equal to its original attack. So a lot of cool effects, and again, the most used. So just go ahead and run him at 3. Vacuolifant, and the rest are all one-ofs, and I think you'll see why. Vacuolifant cannot be... none of them can be used as link material to turn their link summoned. Let's just get that out of the way. Can attack directly while it is not co-linked. You can send one card from your hand to the graveyard, target a card your opponent controls, and destroy it. Then, if it is co-linked, you can target a monster in your opponent's main zone, destroy it, and you can only use one effect per turn, and only once that turn. So again, even if we had 2, we only get 1 effect, so 1 is the magic number. The brand new Propel Lion, again, 1 Appliancer, cannot be used as link material. The turn is summoned, like I've said. This card can attack directly while this card is co-linked. This card can attack directly, period. Once per turn during damage calculation, if your monster battles an opponent's monster while this is co-linked, you can make that opponent's monster attack 0 during damage calculation. Once per turn during damage calculation, if this card is not co-linked battles an opponent's monster card, you can make the opponent's monster attack 0 during that damage calculation only. So again, he's kind of okay. Kappa Scale cannot be used as link material. The turn is link summoned. You contribute this co-linked card to special summon 1 Appliance or link monster from the graveyard except Kappa Scale. You contribute this card that is not co-linked. Special summon 1 level 4 or lower Appliancer from your graveyard. Each effect once per turn. So again, he'll be like a recursion. Link Karibo, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, tribute it, change the attack to 0 till the end of the turn. If this is in the graveyard, you contribute a level 1 monster to special summon this card. Again, each effect once per turn. Codebreaker Virus Swordsman. This is the link 2 effects. When it's a special summon, if it is co-linked, you can special summon 1 Codebreaker 0 day from hand deck or graveyard. So again, we want to make sure it's going to be co-linked, so we can just go ahead and pull them back from the graveyard and do this as a 1-card, like a 2-card combo. If this is in the graveyard because it was destroyed while in your possession by an opponent's card and sent there this turn, you can special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field. You can use each effect once per turn. Again, not that weak at 2,300, pretty good. Then Berserker is the link 3, so again, you'll go from the 2 to the 3. When this is special summoned, if it is co-linked, you can special summon up to 2 Codebreakers from the hand to graveyard to a zones, a link monster points 2. During the main phase, you can destroy spell traps your opponent controls up to the number of linked Codebreaker monsters on the field. You can only use the effect once per turn. So again, very cool, got some disruption to it. You guys know all about Appaloosa by now. This is going to let us stop monster effects. Laurel Sword is going to be our budget access code talker, allow us to attack over things. Griffin, I don't talk about Griffin too much, so let's just do the unicorn real quick. When you link summon, discard a card, seal one of your opponent's cards back into their deck from the field. And now let's talk about the Griffin. So 2+ monsters, different names. When linked summoned, you can discard a card, target a spell trap in the graveyard, set it to your field, but it cannot be activated this turn. Then, if this card was co-linked, then you could draw a card. Honestly, being able to recycle your spell traps doesn't sound like a whole lot until you re-look at our spell traps. So again, if you don't want to banish something for the conversion, you could do that. If you ran out of extra Electro-Lyrical Worlds, you could do that. We could get another use out of Reuse. We get another use out of Call by the Grave. You usually don't use it for Machine Duper 1-for-1. You could do it to get Pot of Desires back. You could do it to get another Terraforming if they did something like a Twin Twisters to you. Or you can recycle your Infinite Impermanence. So, like, there are some actual excellent targets for it. And I really just didn't want to put in Sorry You Just Skeldred. So, I was looking for something else to put in here. And, yeah, I decided I haven't played Griffin in forever. So, I would do that. So, I do hope that you guys enjoyed this. And again, just go enjoy your Christmas, guys. I'm gonna take Christmas Day off. I'm gonna spend it with some family. And seriously, guys, thank you for following me. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being there for this journey. Thank you, guys. Have a great one. I'll see you guys later.